The wedding banquet hall sparkled with 1,000 lights, red silk drapes cascading like waterfalls of good fortune. I sat at table 12, feeling completely out of place in my simple office attire, while around me, guests wore designer gowns that cost more than my monthly salary. Xiaoyu, you look like you'd rather jump out the window. My friend Yuyan laughed, resplendent in her wedding kipao. Come on, enjoy yourself. When will you get another chance to eat at a place like this? She was right. The Golden Phoenix was where celebrities held their weddings, where business deals worth billions were sealed over century-old wine. A girl like me, orphaned at 22, working at a small marketing firm, would never set foot in such a place again. The wine was flowing freely, expensive baijiu that burned my throat but warmed my empty stomach. I was halfway through my third glass when fate took a seat beside me. He was tall, impossibly handsome. His black suit tailored so perfectly, it looked like it was sewn directly onto his broad shoulders. His features were sharp like a marble sculpture, but when he smiled, something gentle flickered in his dark eyes. You look like you're planning an escape route, he said, his voice low and warm like aged whiskey. Is it that obvious? I laughed despite myself. I'm more of a quiet hot pot dinner person than this. I gestured at the elaborate 10-course feast, the ice sculptures, the live orchestra. Li Zheng, he said, extending his hand. The name rolled off his tongue like he was used to saying it, but something flickered in his eyes, as if he'd almost said something else. Chen Xiaoyu, I replied, my hand disappearing in his warm, strong grip. For the next hour, we talked and laughed like old friends. He listened when I spoke about my dreams of opening my own bakery someday, about the children's books I wrote in my spare time. When the 8th toast was called and everyone stood swaying with drink, he leaned close to my ear. Would you like some fresh air? The hotel's rooftop garden was a secret paradise. Jasmine vines climbing ancient brick walls, fairy lights twinkling between flowering trees, the city sprawling below us like scattered diamonds. It's beautiful, I breathed. Yes, he said, but he was looking at me. Beautiful. When he kissed me under the starlight, gentle but desperate, like he'd been waiting his whole life for this moment, I felt something shift in my chest. Something that felt dangerously like destiny. What happened next was a blur of heated touches and whispered promises. His hotel suite was a palace of marble and silk, but all I could focus on was the way he looked at me, like I was precious, like I was everything he'd ever wanted. Are you sure? He whispered against my neck, his voice rough with want. I've never been more sure of anything, I replied, and meant it. We made love with the passion of lovers separated for lifetimes, finally reunited. He was gentle but desperate, worshipful but hungry, murmuring my name like a prayer against my skin. When I woke at dawn, golden light was painting the room in shades of honey and amber. He was still asleep, one arm flung across the pillow, his face peaceful in a way that made my heart ache. I wanted to stay. Heaven help me, I wanted to wake him with kisses, to ask his real name, to see where this impossible night might lead. But reality crashed over me like ice water. I was nobody, an orphan with a dead-end job and barely enough savings to last a month. He was clearly somebody. His clothes, the suite, the easy way he'd navigated the high society wedding, all spoke of wealth and privilege I couldn't even imagine. What if he was married? What if this was just another conquest? What if the magic couldn't survive morning light? So I slipped away like Cinderella fleeing the ball, leaving only a note on expensive hotel stationery. Thank you for the most beautiful night of my life. X. 1 month later.